Good evening. The Lynam and Plymouth, both only after replays in the two previous rounds. They knew precisely how difficult it would be at Barnsley. Well, this game saw the biggest cup gate of the day, over 32,000. Barnsley against Everton, with Tony Gubba.
On an Oakwell pitch that's a delight to groundsman and player alike, Second Division Barnsley are able to parade this, their strongest team, with their top goal scorer, David Curry, number 10, having recovered from a hamstring injury, and with the popular local T-shirts warning of the consequences. Everton have been forced to reshape today because of injuries. Ian Snowden is moved from the right-back position, where he's played so well recently that he was selected for the last England international squad, back to the midfield role, which he says he still prefers. Referee Lester Shapter starts this fifth round FA Cup tie, with Everton in their familiar all-blue, attacking the goal to the right, and immediately Curry in possession. And that's the policy for Barnsley. They're going to attack, said Alan Clark, and they're not going to be overawed by First Division opponents. And it's quite a difficult cup tie, this, for Everton. Third time they've faced Second Division teams in the cup this season. Needed a penalty and a replay against West Brom, and a penalty and a replay against Plymouth. 3 is John Beresford. Watson. Oh, and that's gone as far as MacDonald. And the shot came off Watson. Trevor Stephen for Everton. And Everton kicking into quite a fierce breeze. And he's managed to get up to Cotty. Sharp's available. And that's only as far as Agnew, who gives his goalkeeper, Clive Baker, his first touch. Played 14 First Division games during 7 seasons at Norwich, Clive Baker. And very popular here at Oakwell. It's a really long kick with the benefit of the wind. Everton, of course, will remember their visit to Yorkshire in December in the Littlewoods Cup, when they were beaten 3-1 at Bradford. Futcher. That'll be an Everton throw. The linesman on that side gives it to Barnsley. Mr. Shapter agrees. Barnsley's record in 1989 is pretty impressive. They've been unbeaten in the last 7 games, 3 wins and 4 draws. A sequence which began with that 4-0 defeat of Chelsea in the 3rd round. Snowden. Nicely turned around Futcher. Stephen to knock it in first time. Cotty wasn't tall enough. Sharp! Oh, yes! Well, that must have been the first real opening that Everton have carved. Graham Sharp's 8th goal of the season. But it was a good early ball by Trevor Stephen. Cotty wasn't quite tall enough to get to it. But Graham Sharp was completely unmarked and tucked it in at the foot of the post. Well, that's a blow to Barnsley. Trevor Stephen. Sheedy. Needed the help of Sharp. Neil Poynton. And Stephen dispossessed by Dobbin. Curry. Well, Watson thought about giving it back to Southall. Decided it wasn't a good idea. Instead, he's given it to Agnew. Cooper to MacDonald. Oh, good football, MacDonald. Oh, and a good tackle, McCall. Agnew! Goal kick. It just wouldn't fall for Stephen Agnew and Barnsley. Good control by John MacDonald to beat his marker Neil MacDonald first of all. And then Agnew just got a toe to it as Southall came off his line, but wide of the target. This is MacDonald. Looks around to find Beresford arriving in support. Looking for Cooper. Lowndes. This is Dobin. Futcher. Still with Futcher. To MacDonald. There's a lot to look for here. That was Neil Poynton's header. And a clearance by Sheedy, only as far as Futcher. He struck it well! Oh, what a fabulous shot! And what a brilliant save by Southall. Paul Futcher couldn't have hit that sweeter, could he? It was bound for the top corner until somehow, acrobatically, Southall got a hand to it. And that has given Barnsley their 9th corner of this first half. Hooked on by Cooper. And Neville Southall happy to have the ball back in his grasp. Well, wasn't it beautifully struck by Futcher? Oh, it was Sharp who took it away from Beresford. There's plenty for him to look for. Snowden's there. So is this a last kick from Clive Baker? 2 minutes of extra time in this first half so far. Joyce. Handball, was it, against Sheedy? Yes. And Futcher will want to deliver this into the penalty area, surely, because the whistle's going to go any second. Again looking for Cooper. Oh, and it almost came to MacDonald. Beat both Watson and Cooper, and now the whistle does go to end the first half, in which surely 75% of the attacking play has been made by Barnsley, but it's Graham Sharp's goal which has put Everton up at half-time. Half-time then, it's Barnsley 0, Everton 1. And the value of the fourth official proves its worth here at Barnsley. Kevin O'Donnell takes over the flag because the first half linesman, Mr. Martin Mountain, has pulled a muscle. And Barnsley start the second half, now kicking into the wind. And Curry immediately trying to burst his way through. This is Dobin. Nice ball out to John MacDonald, who got quite a knock just before half-time. Beresford to play it in early. Now, maybe better this time. Dobin. Beresford again. MacDonald. Oh, nicely done. Oh, well cut out. And finally away by MacDonald. Joyce back to his keeper, under pressure from Cotty. Joe Joyce was signed by Alan Clark during his first spell here as a manager. Neil Poynton with the throw. Looking for Sharp. Cooper. For Curry to chase, and that's dropping awkwardly for Dave Watson. And Watson concedes the corner. Well, those high balls are really testing for defenders today. And Barnsley have taken the corner. This is Agnew to play it in. McGugan! Well, big Paul McGugan's only scored once this season. Side-footed that one, and anywhere other than into the chest of Southall, and Barnsley may well have been level. Lowndes, Joyce. A little bit more urgency about Barnsley. That's a great ball to find Curry. Now, can he pick somebody out? Watson's clearing header. And that'll be a Barnsley throw. So Barnsley get forward twice in the space of a few seconds. Lowndes trying to find Curry. And again, that Everton back four begins to look awkward and under pressure. Barnsley didn't make it count in the first half. And that's obstruction by Sheedy. Once again, it's a smiling example of refereeing from Mr. Shapter. Barnsley have taken the free kick. This is Joyce. Cotty. Sheedy. A lot of room to work. Trevor Stephen. Sheedy wants it. Trevor Stephen, left foot. Sharp will get there. And away by McGugan. Well, goalmouth action at either end in the space of a few seconds. McGugan so close to scoring 1 minute, back as the last line of defence the next. Taken by Trevor Stephen. Oh, well in Joyce, the captain. Crowd imploring Barnsley to get forward. Curry. Good play by Curry to find Lowndes. McCall's clearance. Oh, good ball out by Graham Sharp. And a fine run by Trevor Stephen. And McGugan, the number 5, struggling to get across there and block his way. Graham Sharp's header. Fine save. Well, that cross to pick out Graham Sharp was absolutely perfect. And the big Everton number 9 jumped high, strong neck muscles, picked his spot. And a fine save from Baker diving to his left. McGugan. Beresford. A lot of space to get forward here. Trevor Stephen's come across to block his way. And that was an uncharacteristic foul by Trevor Stephen, but Les Shapter's allowed play to go on. This is Curry. This is Joyce now. That's a good ball in. Oh, Cooper got highest, but he didn't direct the header down. And Neville Southall's goal remains intact. Once again, Steve Cooper was the man who jumped highest. And Mr. Shapter looks at his watch and checks the backup watch. It's 2 minutes of time he's added on. Well, there won't be too much more because the whistle's in the mouth. And what on paper looked a really awkward cut tie for First Division Everton has been settled by that solitary Graham Sharp goal scored after 16 minutes. A tidy performance by Everton, who were under pressure for most of the match, but in the end were good enough to beat second division opposition for the 3rd time in this season's FA Cup. And a final score of Barnsley 0, Everton 1.
Well, some tricky matches for Everton along the way, but they've come through, and no one will fancy drawing them when those numbers come out of that bag on Monday morning.
Owned in any company, and the £150,000 Barnsley paid Darlington looks cheap at today's prices. John Beresford, Barnsley's number 3, looked a classy product, befitting his schoolboy and youth international caps, but it was his power of recovery and athleticism that impressed me. Finally, you can't keep goal-hungry players down. Hull's Billy Whitehurst, back home again, put his team back in the game against Liverpool, and Keith Edwards, who scored 264 goals in his wanderings, nearly brought about the day's biggest shock. But Liverpool's John Aldridge, to whom goal-scoring seems to be the breath of life, kept the result in perspective, scored this equaliser and the winner with his customary genial smile.